Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. The show is about conversations that matter, and it's about transforming lives one story at a time. And I'm so excited to have two amazing people with us today. They are transforming lives in their own right. We have the president of KEEP6ix, Richard Miller, here, and also a board member of KEEP6ix and a criminal defense lawyer, Jordana Goldlist. Please welcome them to the show. How are you doing today?
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, it's good to have you, and really happy about the work that you do. Richard, I'm going to get you to open up and tell us a little bit about why KEEP6ix. How did that begin?
Well, I came across a lot of young people in the system who didn't know how to navigate through it. I came across a lot of injustice, corruption, and a lack of representation. So the name KEEP6ix is something that's used within the system. It means look out. So I picked that name because I wanted to look out for the next generation. I focus on educating young people about navigating through the system, but most of all, not getting caught up in situations to put them into the system. Okay.
From your personal story, Richard, which I'm honored to have you shared with me earlier about. Could you share a little bit about what your experience was and how that changed your life, where the criminal system is concerned?
Sure. Well, my experience, I was charged with assault causing bodily harm. And after navigating through the system, I had the opportunity to take time and look at the process that people went through. It's a very degrading situation going through it. You're broken down from the time of going through the court to even being sentenced. So your self-worth is pretty well, gone. And I kind of took time and thought about what I was going through and how I am able to make myself a better person, but also while doing that, be able to assist other individuals. So while going through this challenging situation, I came across a lot of young people who I spoke with, and one of the things they never had was support. So I tried to support them and educate them about, their situations and how they could stand up for themselves, but also a lot of time their human rights was taken away. And so I kind of focused on that, and I wanted to be able to help other people in society to navigate them away from getting themselves into making bad choices.
Okay, that's a powerful testimony, and I have to say that from my own experience, I was a guest speaker at one of the medium institutions in Kingston, and what I saw really transformed me. And I knew that there was so much more in terms of human rights issues that was unspoken, but I felt it. And I think that was one of the draws to you when we connected about issues concerning what's happening in the justice system. So it's a real thing, and we definitely need advocacy.
Yes.
And you have paired up with a criminal defense lawyer, Jordana Goldlist, who is a force to reckon with. So tell me, Jordana, what was it like for you? I shared why I gravitated to the story and Richard's purpose, but what was it that drew you?
Well, what drew me to KEEP6ix organization was the focus on why people get involved in gang-related activity. This isn't about trying to come up with some sort of patchwork solution like banning handguns it's never really going to succeed in stopping crime. We need to find viable alternatives for people. And that's really the work that KEEP6ix is doing through mentorship and through education. The other component is in teaching people that the system is designed in such a manner as to keep people stuck. And it's a message that I've been trying to deliver to my clients as well as to a larger audience through various writings and social media. The system is set up for most people to fail. And most people who are going through the system don't recognize it until oftentimes it's too late to escape. And so the work that KEEP6ix is doing is trying to interrupt that cycle. And so I do work with other organizations in terms of like helping mentor youth that are already involved and trying to help them make better choices for themselves. But KEEP6ix is really trying to do that en masse, and it's a message that I support.
Excellent. Yes. So tell me about your personal story leading up to becoming a criminal defense lawyer, which is
so.
Wow. That's all I gotta
Thank
say.
you.
Wow.
Thank you. We were talking earlier about that leap of faith that people need to take.
Yeah.
And that's really what I had to take even in becoming a lawyer, and it's something that I employ now. I spent most of my teens on the streets as a homeless high school dropout. And sort of before that was bouncing around various group homes from the time I was 14 until I was almost 16 years old. And then from 16 to 19, I was on the streets, cleaned up and turned my life around. But I didn't even finish high school until I was 21. And so a lot of the youth that I work with feel like it's too late for them by the time they're in their 20s to make those changes. And so I've been more outspoken lately about my own history, more so just to be an example, to say it's not too late to turn yourself around. I didn't start law school until I was 25. I was 28 before I even began practicing as a lawyer. And by the time I was 35 years old, I had my own practice and my own firm. So, and I'm still in a course of expanding that. And so I think it's important for those of us who have been involved in the system in some way, like Richard, like myself, to lead by example. Say, listen, like, yes, you can get caught up in it for a moment, but that doesn't mean that you can't pull yourself around. And KEEP6ix is really trying to offer an alternative and a means by which people can do that.
I think that's excellent. Excellent. And your past doesn't necessarily foretell your future.
Oh, definitely not. If it did, I'd be in jail. I'd be in jail today. I wouldn't be sitting on this couch.
Wow. Transformations.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're here now, KEEP6ix, and you have some real life-changing workshops that you're offering, and you have talented people like Jordana. Who else is involved in the team?
We've got a number of individuals. We have another lawyer who's come by to support us. We've also have a Bay Street accountant who sits on our board, a probation officer. So we've got a good variety of individuals who appreciate what we're doing and would like to contribute back to society. And moving forward, we've also in the process of developing a program that we are trying to launch. And this program is called Guns for Tuition.
Okay.
And one of the things is we have a large amount of violence going on. And a lot of young people want to work, but one of the factors that their wages is very minimum because lack of education and lack of knowledge. So we've developed this program that Guns for Tuition it doesn't necessarily mean a person has to have a gun to be a part of the program, but if an individual has a gun and wants to leave that gang lifestyle, they're able to turn that gun in and in turn get fees paid to take a course or be a part of a union and learn a trade.
No judgment, no questions?
No judgment,
just turn
no
in the
questions.
guns?
Yes.
Okay.
That can be done by just calling us and contacting Jordana, and she can meet up with that individual, and he can turn it into her, and she will do the process of contacting one of the police department in whatever area, and they would meet her and make arrangements to take it. And if it's somebody, it's not just for young individuals, it's also for adults. Our program itself focuses on individuals who would like to turn their lives around and maybe live a healthier life by, learn a trade and work, right? And we also have a digital media program that we've joined with another organization called Crew TV that we teach digital media. And it's a 12-week program, and individuals can come in and learn also how to edit movies and, the whole behind the scene.
The whole wealth of what's out there in terms of the digital
Yes.
stratosphere, right?
Yes.
And how to tap into that.
Yeah.
And this is all free resources?
Yeah, this is all free resources. What we're trying to do at the present time is to, we've got some good support from some of our police department that has reached out and would like to support us. So once we've get some funding to be able to write the program, then we can go forward, and then we'll ask for some funding to maybe pay for these individuals to pay the fees and maybe give them the gears that they need to follow through with the course.
Okay. So Jordana, mention to us then what's on the wish list. What do we need to keep expanding KEEP6ix?
What's on the wish list?
Yes.
Right now, we are in the process of drafting proposals. I've been working with the police, trying to secure some sort of an arrangement to assist with immunity. There's obviously a lot of issues that are wrapped up into whether or not a firearm is, a crime gun, as opposed to it just being a gun that's sort of sitting around that no one wants. We have the new Toronto buyback, which is focused on what are not crime guns and just unwanted guns. So it's a difficult sort of piece of legislation to navigate. And so I'm working diligently to try to find a solution for that. And in the interim, we have been applying for different funding and looking at getting fundraisers in place as well for the summer, now that the weather is hopefully going to start warming up. So we'll get people out and promoting this program, because it really does have the means of making Toronto safer.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. So Richard, tell us, how can people volunteer, donate?
They can follow us on social media, KEEP6ix. That's the word keep, the number 6ix.org. Or you can reach us at 1-800-640-3075. Or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, again at KEEP6.org. That's about it.
That's about it. And Jordana, how can we connect with you about criminal defense law?
So you can find me on my website, jhgcriminallaw.com, and all means to social media are just through my name, Jordana Goldlist. And I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, as well as LinkedIn.
And check out Jordana's TED Talks.
That's right. I did a TEDx talk this fall, so it's available on YouTube.
Okay.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
Well, I'm really excited about the summer, and count me in on whatever you need. Any supports, I'm there for you. So, Richard, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
up the great
Appreciate
work.
it.
Jordana,
Thank you so much for having me on.
excellent work.
Pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. Jordana Goldlist and Richard Miller. Follow them on social media. We'll be back.
The Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. If you would like to be a guest or become a part of our live studio audience, or even to become a sponsor, just go to www.NikkiClarkeNetwork.com.